just wrapped up a good day. Obviously it's been an interesting week with the schedule, playing on a 5-day turnaround. Kids have done a good job. A lot of what we do during these weeks are walkthroughs, except for today. Today's, the term we use is play the game today, which we do every Thursday. And so that's what today was. Had a couple of really good walkthroughs, 100-play walkthroughs for a couple of days in a row there, including special teams, and, all the things that go with a normal practice. Same template, just at walkthrough tempo. And then today was a full-speed day, which was a good day. It was a productive day. So looking forward to tomorrow night and playing a Southern Miss team at home.
So I know Chandler's a veteran and been around here a long time, but it's still got to be challenging, I would think, to have a new quarterback, which I'm sure he does different things better and all that, on a short week. Just talk about that.
Right. I think the blessing is that he's been around here for a long time. So he's actually been through these short weeks himself as a starter. And, he's been in the room when we've had him here. So he's got some experience with the short week. We're not adding or really including anything new that would be hard for him to get in during the course of the week. All the reps that we took this week are plays that we've had installed. So there's really no learning curve as far as that goes. And to give Chandler credit, right? Chandler's kind of had a little bit of a roller coaster career, right? He won the starting job, then he gets hurt, loses the job, gets into competition, getting ready to go into competition, has his appendix rupture, can't really do that, has a good fall camp, things start kind of turning, and we made the decisions we made. But to Chandler's credit, in today's era of guys just running from it, Chandler has embraced the challenge. And, we said this today in staff meeting, Chandler is better today than he was a year ago at this time. Right. And he was kind of in the same situation, right? Last year, he's trying to get us to 6 wins to get us bowl eligible, right? Played really well in the bowl until he got hurt. And so he's a veteran of this, and, hopefully his experience through the short week, through the ups and downs, through handling adversity, through being a professional, through the whole thing will lead to him playing really well for us tomorrow night.
To that point, it's not just a physical thing. It is a mental thing for him as well. How impressed are y'all with the fact that he just always rises to the occasion?
Yeah, I think the people in the building have a lot of respect for him, because, like I said, this is not an era of where kids handle adversity and overcome. They just run. They just go to the easy route, right? And it starts. Coach Robe used to preach about it, right? Starts in travel baseball. Well, I don't get to play shortstop. I just changed teams. And then my dad coaches me, and I get to play short. They just run from it. They transfer high schools now. They transfer colleges now. I think everybody has a lot of respect for what he's done and the way he's done it and the way he's handled himself. And I think he'll be rewarded for it. I really do.
So last year we talked about how they're blitz and they put pressure and they're always coming and they jumped all over y'all. So what's the key to? I mean, you need the ball to bounce your way, but what's the key to keeping that from happening?
Well, I think the thing that's going to be interesting, right, is people aren't as aggressive when you have a guy like Zion at quarterback, because if he gets loose, it's a problem, right? So they're less likely to turn their backs in man coverage and wholesale pressure, because if he pops out of there, right, then it's a problem. How do they treat Chandler? Are they going to be more aggressive than people have been with Zion in the last couple of weeks? Are they going to be less aggressive because he's a good thrower and he hasn't played as much and there's more shell coverage and those things? It'll be interesting to see their approach. Now, by nature, they want to blitz and play man. That's kind of who they are, right, to the core. So I would be surprised if it's anything other than that. We got to protect the quarterback. What they're going to do is they're going to create one-on-ones with our wideouts and tight ends, and they're going to try to blitz, and it's going to be 5-man pressures a lot, so that, it's going to be one-on-ones with the O-line or a running back, in 6-man protection. And so we have to win the one-on-ones, as simple as that, right?
So the running game is different because your second leading rusher isn't playing quarterback anymore.
Right.
So do you get more running backs involved? Or?
I think the thing that, when you look back at last week, part of what was frustrating last week, and something maybe we could have done better is when you look at, Cabote's got 6 touches in the course of the game. The guy's a good player, and he's had our explosives have, a lot have come from him, and we maybe could have tried to create more for him through the course of the game. And then, of course, when you get behind, it gets hard. But, we have to feature those guys. Draylen's had a really good week. Cabote is a professional. He works really hard every day. And I think we all see flashes as Island Perry. I think we're all waiting for him to kind of break loose. And, this week would be a great time for him to do it.
So the offensive line, is this – I guess Texas State did a lot of this kind of stuff. Is this like one of the more complicated weeks on a short week in terms of being able having to pick stuff up?
No, I think everybody is kind of lives in kind of the same world. The fronts may be different, the pressures may be a little bit different, but people have they play what they play on normal downs, and then pretty much everybody has an exotic third down package, right? And it's just a matter of what's the package for the week for you, right? So I think we have to do a great job of handling the normal down plugs and pressures when they try to get to 5-man stuff. And then on third down, the twist games plus pressures really make it hard on you. And so we're going to have to just do a good job handling it all,
Southern Miss is having a down year, essentially, for lack of words. Where do you believe their weakness has been?
I don't know, because when you turn the tape on, right, the thing, when you look player for player, they've struggled to play good team ball, right? But player for player, there's still size, there's still length, there's still speed, right? You're not in the building, so you don't really know what's happening there. I just know when you turn the tape on, they've got good players all over the place. They're big and heavy on the D-line. They've got 2 really good pass rushers, 2 of the better ones that we've seen to date, to be honest with you, And then they're not afraid to play man coverage, and they do it down in, down out. And they're okay with giving up one. They'll come right back and do it again, right? If you're going to play press man against Florida State, then you're not afraid to do it against anybody. And that's kind of who they are. So I don't really have the answer to why. I just know that personnel-wise, when you look at it, it's surprising to me, because they've got good players. So, and, we're going to get their best, right? Like, it's kind of what I just talked to the offense about in there, right? We tend to get everyone's best. When you play in 4 of the last 5 conference championships, when you've got the premier facility in the league, when you live in the best town in the league, when you have all these things, there's a natural hatred across the league. I've got friends that coach on other teams in this league. I've coached on other teams in this league. There is a hatred for this place. So when people show up here, they're ready to play, and these guys will be no different.
You mentioned one-on-one, so this is a game where receivers are going to have to
100%. So, these young guys are going to have to step up and win some one-on-ones and handle the press coverage, and we're going to have to be get the ball out on time to the right spot, because if you hold it and you squeeze it, you're going to get sacked now. They've got 2 really good pass rushers. The games they run inside are good. The pressures they have are good. They can get you. So you've really got to get the ball out, know where you're going with it. Now, I think one of the positives is, when you look at the picture, that it's man coverage. You should know where to go with the ball, right? So we got to protect it and get it out. And then whoever that is, it's got to win. And we had a couple of those last week early in the game where we created some formations and some different things, and we got one-on-ones, and we didn't win them. The ball had to go somewhere else, or we had to throw it away, and we got to win, point blank.
So this is really about you and Des figuring out what Chandler can do best this week that maybe they haven't seen as much of.
Yeah, the system is kind of built. The offense is the offense. It's just kind of pulling and plugging what you think Chandler sees well, what he likes to throw. The thing about Chandler is he's a really smart kid, and he's been in the system. So if you say, all right, here's the menu for third down, rank them, he can rank them and tell you why. If, hey, here's the quick game on normal downs, rank them, tell me why. He can tell you why. And so, I think he has that confidence where, with Zion, he knows the plays, but he doesn't really – he likes them all. He just says, yeah, that's good, coach. Put him however. I like that one a little bit more, but really don't know why he likes it more. Just likes it. Chandler knows why he likes it. Tell you why he likes it. So I think it'll be good for him.
What does it take for? Oh, this is my last one. For these guys, for you all to play to your standard and not necessarily play down to your opponent in this regard.
Right. I think the thing that was really disappointing last week is the lack of competitive spirit. Right. I think we can all tolerate when you have a really good week of preparation, when you have a really good week of practice, when you have a really good night in the hotel, when your meetings are really good, you show up in pregame and you have energy to go compete. And then, good or bad, responding, right? We got hit in the mouth the other night. We didn't like it. And we didn't respond very well. Right. And I think for us, that was the biggest disappointment. And I think our kids, when you talk to our young men, you talk to our players, there's a level of embarrassment and some they got humbled a little bit. Right. They felt really good coming out of South Alabama. They showed up and thought we were going to roll the ball out and everything was going to work out. And it didn't. And when it didn't, we didn't respond very well. And I think they've challenged themselves, And I think like I said, we can all live with when you show up at the park and you lay it on the line, this game's crazy. Things happen, right? They got good players too. If you compete, you're okay. When you don't compete and you get embarrassed like we did, that's not a good day. So